Hold on, man.
Very good.
Okay, let's go out. Ah, like Jude. Oh, you turned around. Okay, let's go, Mom. Okay. Don't move. Nice, yeah. Right here.
And in addition to visiting a
Real Film and Television Studio on a busy day. You're here for our 60th anniversary. We're celebrating it all year long. The studio tour began in 1964 on our screens. You're looking at some vintage footage of the early days of the studio tour. Those were the original trams. Back then they were called glamour trams. The red and white candy stripe was by Hollywood art director Harper Goff, who designed our original trams. Some of the footage we're seeing is from opening day, July 15th, 1964. Look at that lot. Some of it's still the same, but a lot of it has changed. We've done the tour before, but it's been a few years. Things will look at least a little bit different to you. Things are always changing on the lot. And again, today is a busy working day. We've got a lot of productions filming or getting ready to film. We have a commercials. Anybody celebrating a birthday with us today? No birthdays that I can see. Or just don't want any attention brought on you. So we're about to leave, so now's not the time to stand up. Just so you know. Anybody just pretending like it's their birthday for attention? Oh, happy fake birthday. Go for it. All right, we're leaving, so let's kick off the studio tour with the safety rules. Very important. Here we go. First, if you need guest assistance during the tour, like if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and pull the red emergency cord. It runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll come back and assist you as soon as it's safe for me to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated with your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, so if at any point during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking or vaping of any kind during the tour. And be prepared, the tour is going to feature loud noises, fire effects, and tram movements, and many water effects. You're going to want your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but just keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks during the tour. And that's it for the rules. Now let's meet my co-host for the tour. He's the host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thank you, Jimmy. All right, we're going to cruise down the Universal timeline to get to the heart of our studio. On our way down, you'll get nice views of Super Nintendo. And on our timeline, we have lots of great posters representing just a few thousands of movies we've made over the years, from early hits like Frankenstein and Dracula to more modern ones like Oppenheimer. Also, as we head down the timeline, we're going to cover some studio tour history since it is our 60th anniversary year. Let's talk about the tour. The tour actually, origin story anyway, begins back in 1915. On March 15th of that year, our company founder Carl Laemmle opened up our studio and opened it up to the public. You can come in and watch silent movies at 25 cents, but then with the advent of sound in the late 1920s and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour had to come to an end. Then in the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving the tour began when the Gray Line bus tours originating in Hollywood during the stop at our gates. And then on July 15, 1964, the first of our red and white candy-striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour tour of the lot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We started with 2 guides, 2 drivers, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lake Bishop Boulevard. From there, the tour grew with one-of-a-kind elements like the burning house, as well as the rock slide, both were attractions in this part of the lot back in the 1970s and 80s. Now, as we get to the bottom of the timeline, we're entering the front lot of our studio. The front lot is where we keep most of our sound stages. You're going to see a lot of them down here. On the outside, as you'll see, sound stages look like big warehouses, but on the inside, they can be turned into any world a filmmaker wants, or a TV show. Stage 11, coming up on the left, has been used in films like Bird Box with Sandra Bullock and The Amazing Spider-Man. It's currently home to the Emmy Award-winning comedy series Hacks. Hacks just won the Emmy for Best Comedy Series last month. It was kind of a big upset. I really had to bear with it, but Hacks won. It was really fun. The show streams on Max and stars the fabulous Jean Smart. She hosted the season premiere Saturday Night Live this year. And the door to stage 11 is open just a bit. You might be able to peek inside. You might see plywood walls in there. If you do, that is the backside of one of their sets for Hacks. That's what sets are made of, plywood walls. Looks like a few soundstage doors are open. So if they're ever open, you know, be nosy, peek inside. You never know what you're going to see. They're not always open like that. Stages 8 and 7, coming up on the left, were home to the GLAAD award-winning revival of Saved by the Bell. And before that, they were home to the NBC comedy series Superstore.
It's hot in here, but let's have some patience.
Superstore.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
Superstore starred Academy Award nominee America Ferrera. Ran for 6 seasons. It took place in a fictitious big box store. But the set for the store was a set inside a soundstage, not a real store. And that's the case for most interiors that you see in movies and in TV shows. It can be the inside of a store, a mansion, a doctor's office, whatever. 9 times out of 10 is actually a set in a soundstage. Up next on the left, stage 14. That has been home recently to Bel-Air. That's a Peacock streaming series that stars Jabari Banks and Ollie Showalter.
Could you just grab me a water when you can?
So what it is, you put egg on the cheese. You put cheese on the eggs
on
and
the
cheese.
cheese. Right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? I don't know, it's gotta be a lot. Yeah, we could probably fit the whole Bel-Air cast of room in there. Bro, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. Oh, for sure. Yo, lucky for y'all, the Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel-Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the Foyer set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you?
Well, the Bel-Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath for hours.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together from hair, wardrobe, makeup,
Set design, props, and transportation.
Transpo. Yes, you know, Transpo's the best. And they have the sweetest rides for us to play with.
Speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we better go tell them to transport now and let these people get back on the tour.
Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive.
Oh, no, I've got the keys.
Oh, man.
And season 3 of Bel-Air just recently wrapped up filming and be streaming on Peacock when it comes out. Next on the right, stage 19. This is where the movie Oppenheimer did some of its filming. More recently, stage 19 has been home to a top secret production. When productions film on the lot, they don't have to give out their titles if they don't want to. So that's the case with whatever's been filming in stage 19. Up next, we're going to get into an area of the front lot that has a lot to do with pre-production work, just meaning everything you have to do before you start filming something. Pre-production work like set construction and making props happens in the big building coming up on the right. It's a mill, so inside very talented carpenters and craftspeople build the sets that then go into the sound stages. On the left, we have bungalows. Those are offices for production companies like Amy Pascal's Pascal Pictures. Her company produced Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the Greta Gerwig directed version of Little Women. Mark Platt Productions has offices here as well. That company is bringing the musical Wicked to the big screen. So we start Cynthia Erivo and Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh. And in the bungalows, companies handle pre-production work like reading scripts, casting, and holding auditions, that kind of thing. Originally, the bungalows were going to be used as dressing rooms for big movie stars that worked on the lot, like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, and Lucille Ball. Now, another TV show that calls the front lot is the sitcom Lopez vs. Lopez. They filmed in stage 25, coming up on the left. The show stars George and Mayan Lopez, real life father-daughter team. Stage 25 is part of a bigger building, though. It's made up of office space and dressing rooms in the front, and then another sound stage back there that was recently home to a brand new show called St. Dennis Medical, premieres next month. Okay, so we've seen the front lot. Now we're going to cross out into the big back lot of our studio, where we keep all the big exterior sets. First up, we'll see a little bit of the Metropolitan set area coming up on your left. There's a lot of production set up in the area, so we're getting just a quick glimpse to the left. Look, blink and you'll miss it. And then up next on our screens, we'll hear from an Oscar-winning filmmaker named Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
Couldn't we go that way the last time?
I like films that just take you away from your life. Sweep you up into the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on a ship, Lost Island, you encounter monsters, creatures from prehistoric times. I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience where you're going to have to get your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet. Just put them on yet, because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Also, please stay seated and hold on tightly to all your personal belongings.
Holy smoke!
Glasses now. Hang on to them though, you will need them later on in the tour. It was all created for us by Peter Jackson and a team of folks at Weta Effects.
Close your mouth next time like that.
They won 7 Academy Awards for movies like
My goodness, that was like, what the heck?
behind the scenes images on our screens as well. We shot it on screen, tested out on the
I don't remember that from the last time.
this city attraction.
I think it's we were sitting on that one. I don't know, but
Alright, so again, we are now officially on the back wall of our studio where we do all the big exterior sets. Up next, we're going to get a few more quick peeks at the Metropolitan set area. Coming up on the left, you'll see what looks like a city street. Movies and film like Hobbs and Shaw and Disney's Captain America, The First Avenger, as well as TV shows like American Ninja Warrior and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We get a few more peeks at some of the areas to the left-hand side of our Metro sets. We have 2 productions actually working in the Metro sets today, so it's very busy over there. Sometimes our Metro sets just play themselves. That was actually the case in an episode of the comedy series Will and Grace, where Karen, played by Megan Mullally, took a Universal Studios tour. You can see some of our Metro sets in the background of this clip. Take a look.
We've all had our share of humdingers. Including one time I took a drink that said Lisa on it from the coffee place. I know my name's not Lisa.
You are a bad girl.
On the left-hand side, you can see lots of people hanging out behind the Metro sets. This is always an indication that there is filming getting ready to happen in the Metro set area. When this space to the left is turned into a backstage area. That's exactly what it's being used for right now, where folks can eat, get their makeup done, get ready on camera, etc. More backstage setup on the left in front of one of our fake brick walls. Anything that looks like brick on our backlight sets is really fiberglass. Coming up on your right-hand side is a beautiful mural by the artist Tristan Eaton. It commemorates the fact that Universal is the birthplace of the monster movie genre. We invented the monster movie genre. Not to brag, but it's a pretty big deal. It started back in early 1931 when we released Dracula. So Dracula is one of several monster stars represented on the mural. Up next, we got some of our backlot stages, including numbers 30 and 31. You can see the Voice logo painted on Soundstage 30 because that's where the Voice films. One of the coaches for the Voice this season is Reba McEntire. She actually has 2 jobs in these sound stages on the left. At stage 33, at the end of the stage block, she's starring in a new show called Happy's Place. This body of water coming up on the left, believe it or not, was the Black Lagoon in our classic monster movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. The film celebrates its 70th anniversary this year. The more official title for this body of water is the Hollywood Ocean, because it used to double for the ocean on the big screen pretty frequently, actually. It's not a natural body of water, though. We put it there for filmmaking purposes. It didn't just come with the land. That would have been nice, but unrealistic for Southern California. The Hollywood Ocean can also be seen in the 1936 classic Showboat, starring Paul Robeson and Hattie McDaniel, and a TV movie spin-off of Gilligan's Island filmed there. TV show, but a TV movie spin-off. Now, past our Hollywood Ocean, you'll see some satellite dishes coming up. We use those for our local network affiliates like Telemundo and NBC4LA. Coming up on your right is Little Europe, so called because the sets often double for different European countries, but in the NBC comedy series The Good Place, Little Europe was the afterlife.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
In addition to the afterlife, this was also the make-believe country of Genovia in Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement, with Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Back in 1946, this was Tangier, Morocco, in a movie called Tangier. That starred Maria Montez. She was the first Dominican movie star. She was a big star of Universal in the 1940s. And right now, Little Europe has kind of a bright, happy color scheme, a lot of pastels. That's actually from The Good Place. But if you filmed Little Europe in black and white at night, bring in some fog machines, it can get pretty creepy. That's why a lot of monster movies filmed here as well, back in the 30s and 40s. Oftentimes the monster movies would use Little Europe for the angry mob scenes.
The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds.
Pretty much every classic monster movie has one of these angry mobs.
Are you ready? Take your horses and go!
There comes a time in every classic monster movie where the villagers all get together, they've had enough of this monster that's been scaring them all through the film, so they get their pitchforks and their torches and they march through the streets of Little Europe trying to hunt down the monster. All of these angry mobs are from the Frankenstein cinematic universe. The original Frankenstein was our second monster movie hit of the sound era. The very first, again, was Dracula with Bela Lugosi, but actually 2 versions of Dracula filmed here simultaneously, the English language version and the Spanish language version with a different cast.
I am Dracula.
The Spanish language cast was led by Carlos Villarreal and Lupita Tovar. They would come in at night and film on the same sets.
I never drink. Why? You cavevo.
So both Draculas came out in early 1931. They were both big hits, and that's how we got our start as the Monster Movie Studio at Universal. Now, just across from our historic Little Europe sets, we have a more contemporary set coming up. It's to the left. If you're in car 1, it's on the left. The rest of you will see it as we kind of curve around in a moment. But we have a big gray house. That's a set that was built for the Hallmark Channel talk show Home and Family. They filmed there for about 9 years. More recently, it was the home of the Influencer on Bel Air. But when Home and Family filmed there, they were a weekday show. They filmed Mondays through Fridays, so this was very frequently a quiet zone on the studio tour when that show was in production. I mentioned at the top of the tour, you know, one thing we do to mitigate disrupting production on the studio tour is if there's filming going on close by, close enough where they can pick up the sound of a tour guide's voice on their soundtrack, then that area is designated as a quiet zone, and the tour guide knows not to talk in that area so we don't disrupt filming. So for Home and Family, this was a quiet zone because you can see how close we are to their set. They would definitely hear my voice on their soundtrack, and they don't want that. But because Home and Family was a talk show, not a scripted series, we were allowed to show up on camera. If you watched that show, sometimes you'd see the Universal trams going by in the background, like we'd wave at the audience sometimes. It was very fun. Normally we can't do that. People ask us all the time on the tour, well, what do you do on the tour if they're like filming in Little Europe? Well, then we can't drive through Little Europe. We're not allowed to plow into an area of active filming with our trams. As fun as it would be for us, it's too disruptive to productions. And productions have to take precedence, or else this wouldn't be a real working film and television studio. After saying all that, though, we do get to drive through stage 50 today. The entrance is bumpy, so please hold on to your belongings and stay seated, of course. We're going to see a set in here that has been getting a lot of use by a movie. We don't have the name of the movie that was not released to us. It's actually kind of common, as I mentioned earlier, when productions film on the lot, they don't have to give out their titles if they don't want to. It's up to them. But the set still looks camera ready. I would guess that whatever's been filming it, there isn't done.
We were on that side in the back.
And it got a big makeover. They updated all the props and making the equipment ready to set in the 21st century. Now at this point I get to remind everyone to stay seated during the entire tour. Again, the studio is private property, so if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I'll be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. Now on the right-hand side, we've got a little bit of our Western sets. That's called 6 Points. Classic Westerns to film there, like Destry Rides Again with Marlena Dietrich and My Little Chickadee with Mae West. Up next, though, we're going to visit an area that is, again, under refurbishment. As I mentioned, our Jaws attraction is getting its annual refurb currently. So, coming up on the right, you'll see our Jaws area, and you'll see the shark is in dry dock. It's on full display. They haven't put it back in the water just yet. As I mentioned before our tour departed, this attraction is almost 50 years old, so it does have to get refurbished from time to time. It originally opened in April of 1976, less than a year after the movie Jaws came out and became the first summer blockbuster. This was the first time we added an attraction on the tour based on a current popular film. The lake predates Jaws, though. It used to be called Singapore Lake. Movies like The Defiant Ones filmed here, starring Sidney Poitier, and The Great Race with Jack Lemmon. And the lake and the sets surrounding it went by the name of Cabot Cove, Maine, on the classic TV series Murder, She Wrote, starring the great Angela Lansbury. Back to Jaws briefly. That was the first summer blockbuster. It was also the first big hit movie of Steven Spielberg's career as a filmmaker. And Universal and Steven go way back. We're still pretty closely associated with them. He's worked all over our lot. He actually directed scenes for the 4th Indiana Jones film in our next stop, Old Mexico. But today in Old Mexico, we're going to get a demonstration of weather effects. To introduce it is today's show co-host and weather anchor, Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour.
weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate our level of creativity, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour in 1968.
You can take off this. You can take off this. You can take it.
All right, our weather effects demonstration has begun. As you can see, we got a big thunderstorm. This is how filmmakers can get rain whenever they need it. And they need this kind of rain for typically raining. Real rain is sort of worst practices. Everything's soaking wet, not show up on the camera. Real rain actually works things. So, you see that. This rain is moving a little slower because it's kind of got sprinklers and then shoot the rain up a little. The lightning flashes are coming from strobe lights, and the thunder is coming out of sleep. That's all around us. And that looks like a flash of blood. Next we're going to head into our western town. We kind of passed by it earlier, but now we're going to drive down the main street of Six Points. We've had movies filmed here like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. A lot of TV shows have been here as well, like Castle, Marvel's Agent Carter, and Quantum Leap. In Six Points we have a combination of facades and practical sets. A facade is a kind of set where we just build the front and the sides of the structure, only what the camera sees, and then the audience fills in the rest with their imagination. If a set also has an interior for filming inside and out, that's a practical set, like the saloon on our screens. This is here in our western town, and that's what it looks like inside. And again, anything that looks like brick on these sets is really fiberglass. Anything that looks like a stone or rocks, that's actually plaster. And these are western sets, so of course we've had our fair share of barroom brawls here over the years.
Just gonna start things up here.
And non-westerns could film in Six Points as well. Actually, Steven Spielberg worked on a couple of his films in 6 Points, Amistad and The Color Purple with Whoopi Goldberg. We also have a lot of cool Western props on the right, barrels, wagon wheels, things like that. If you want to use a prop in your production, you put a hold tag on it. It's pretty low tech, but it works. It's literally a piece of paper that you tape to the prop, it says hold on it, and it usually has the name of your production, so everybody else knows, okay, don't touch this prop, somebody else has dibs. Next, we're going to take one more pass by our Jaws area, so you get one more opportunity to take a photo of our shark, since he's on display right now for all to see. And you'll see a little bit of a set decoration left behind by Murder, She Wrote. Behind the hanging shark on the pier, you can see our dock still says Cabot Cove. Next to the left, we're going to circle around the end of one of our pretend suburban streets. The house closest to us with the green roof was Boo Radley's house in the film To Kill a Mockingbird. Recently, TV shows have filmed down there like Drunk History and Never Have I Ever, created by Mindy Kaling. Coming up on the right-hand side is the Chicken Ranch. Here's a few productions of the film there.
Yeah.
Now we have another area of active production coming up on your left-hand side. You'll see some signs that say closed set. That's because a commercial has been filming down on the former Wisteria Lane at Desperate Housewives fame. That's our other pretend suburban street on the back lot. We name all of our streets, though, on the lot, usually after Universal legends. We're on Steven Spielberg Drive.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. And when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left. And then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but
I don't remember
most
this
of it was
last time.
focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
We're going to turn off Stevens Road for a bit. These next few areas of our backlot are where we're keeping our scare maze for Halloween Horror Nights that we can keep on the backlot. So you see scary things coming up on the right, maybe. And on the left, we've got a lot of famous picture cars, including a refurbished original Glamour tram from the 1964 studio tour. But a picture car is a term for any vehicle ever featured on camera. So we've got some pretty famous ones here, like Flintstones cars that are actually made mostly out of fiberglass, not real rocks. We have a lot of cool cars from the Fast and Furious franchise. We even have a Transformer, Bumblebee. Bumblebee's hanging out with Barricade. Barricade's a Decepticon. That's a little weird. Just around the corner from our picture cars is a place that is scary all year long, with or without Halloween Horror Nights. It's the Bates Motel. This is where Norman Bates works.
Oh no.
He's the title character from the film Psycho.
Oh. But he's not there today.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Blumhouse.
And we're also going to pay a visit to the Psycho house. This is the real house from the film. It's the home of Norman's mother. And it looks like we have a celebrity sighting. Looks like Norman Bates is pacing around on the porch of the Psycho house.
Oh no. Oh, he's here.
Okay, moving on. Past the Psycho house, we're going to see one of the largest sets in movie history from the film War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. This is a crash set. This is a real plane. It was a retired commercial 747.
Wow.
From Steven and production designer Rick Tarter. We'll talk a little more about the set.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a visual experience.
He sit down to talk about War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. Listen, close your eyes, okay? Now close. Let me get in. Get in.
It's a real plane. I think it's a 747.
Now, at this point, we're about 10 minutes from the end of the tour. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need assistance, and remain seated at all times. So again, Steven Spielberg comes up a lot on the tour. We've worked with him many times. Another great filmmaker that we've been working with a lot more recently is Jordan Peele with his films Get Out, Us, and most recently, Nope. And up next, we're going to drive through sets from the movie Nope. In the world of the film, this is called Jupiter's Claim, and Jordan Peele is going to tell us more about it.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well. You have your picture taken just like the kids in that old movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Something live. UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of
tour, but to introduce it, I'm going to hand it off to a friend of mine at the FBI.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm in charge. Including two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program who we're here. And two, international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is coming in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the rest.
Okay, it sounds pretty serious. Everybody just stay seated, please. Not need to wear your 3D glasses just yet.
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you with Sean for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. But to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here. So put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay. Meet you in there.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party, and what other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold forever. Buddy, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll. This is our time. Okay, guys, it's showtime.
I got the bull by the horn!
Don't think I'm getting away! Way to go, Larry! Drone climbing up the missile shot! Not gonna happen! Don't worry, I got this! Robert, don't shoot! Help with the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold on! Hit the entrance! I'm done!
Over the past 6 decades, the Studio Tour has taken the vast and unrestricted behind the scenes look at a movie film in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you to all of you for celebrating 60 years of the Studio Tour with us today. The tour is where it all began. For Universal destinations and experiences from two glamorous trailers traveling the backlot in the summer of 1964. We've grown into so much more. 7 parks, entertaining millions of guests, and the upcoming Universal Epic Universe opening in Orlando next year. I'd also like to acknowledge all the Studio Tour ambassadors, drivers, and studio guides who've helped make the tour world famous, from our first 4 guides and drivers to the hundreds of team members who support the tour today. To our past members, thanks so much for being with us. If you're not a past member, you can head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade to an annual pass. You can come back again and again. You can download the Universal Studios Hollywood app to confirm the park is open tonight till 6, check wait times, get mobile food ordering, and more. And to purchase any of the NBC Universal movies and TV shows you've seen on the tour, visit uphe.com, or you can ask today at one of our retail stores. And over on the right-hand side, I ought to point out this stunning view that we have. That's not CGI. It's the actual view we have of the San Fernando Valley. It's pretty gorgeous. You can see the San Gabriel Mountains in the distance. 2 other major film studios are visible from up here. Warner Brothers, they're down in Burbank. They've got that humongous soundstage with their logo on it. That's one of the biggest sound stages in North America. All of the One-Eyed Willy pirate ship scenes from the film The Goonies filmed in there. And if you look past Warner's to the right, there's a white building with a green pyramid shape on top. That's part of the Disney Studios. They're also out in Burbank. They're just across the freeway from Warner's. And there's one more thing in the view I'll point out. It's a little harder to spot, so good luck. We go between Warner's and Disney, further out into the view, closer to the base of the mountains. There's a long, flat blue building. That's the world's largest IKEA. Wow, I know, amazing. All right, looks like we're moving along. So we'll hear from a few famous folks who've taken the tour over the years.
You guys never saw an IKEA.
No, we never.
I've been on that tour so many times since I
made a mistake.
The first time I ever went on Universal, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go to see Jaws.
I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tours, then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming.
One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes you get to shoot on the lot and then you look over and it's like there's Jaws, you know, like there's the flash flood and all the trams are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
I agree with Paul Rudd. And on that note, we're about to pull into the plaza to exit, so make sure you get all your personal belongings with you. When you exit, you can throw your 3D glasses in the big bins we have provided out in the plaza. Just don't accidentally toss your sunglasses in the bins. That's an easy mistake to make. Please stay seated until we open up the gates for you on the left-hand side. Again, the park is open tonight until 6 o'clock. On behalf of Titus, myself, CJ, and everybody at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you've enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. we say, oh, that's a wrap. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. Oh my god. Put your stuff. You guys got everything?
Mm-hmm.
That was cool, yeah. You want to take a picture there, Brayden? No. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go to.
Falling asleep in the last two.
I know. He was falling asleep.
Not today. Other time.
Water World. The next show is at 11. What time is it now?